right, we are live now. Hello, everyone. I'm Lonnie,
I'm Amber.
I'm Single Sarah.
and we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. And obviously, we don't have the green screen going right now.
It happens.
I tried. I had about 15 minutes before the Walking Dead came on, and obviously,
It just didn't work.
yeah, it wasn't working out. I needed a bit more time to get everything
Tweak it
100%.
and all that.
The lighting isn't right in the apartment. Just a lot of things. So anyway, this is number 107 of the Spoiling Dead,
Yes.
titled How It's Gotta Be. And this is the mid-season finale of season 8. We're going to try to go about a half hour here.
I'm sure
but
we will.
we want to hear everyone's thoughts. So if you have forsaken Talking Dead and have come to see us,
We appreciate it.
yeah, very much. Anyway,
Oh, we just got a new subscriber.
no, that was from earlier. I've been
Okay.
connected in the fuss box
Just kidding.
We're still at
for a
599.
little while.
One more.
But I am going to get on here and up the legacy token accrual rate to 20. But yeah, today was like a pretty solid, big episode. This was like major.
Yeah.
First off, the episode was already amazing.
Oh yeah.
From start to finish. And then we kind of see, like I've been telling everybody about how the comics are going to go, and Maggie seems to have taken it into her hands that she is going to kill people. She believes in that capital punishment.
Yes, she does.
So, and like I said, there is a part like later in the comics where she is basically the only one willing to do that. Someone makes an attempt on her life, and she was like, "Oh, I don't care what Rick says. We're doing our thing here at the hilltop. We're going to hang this person." And they do a public hanging of someone who tried to kill her. So, this episode, just spoiler alert, if you have not watched the episode, leave now.
Leave now or forever hold your peace.
This episode didn't see quite the demise, but the pretty much sealed the fate of Carl.
Yeah.
There's no way he's coming back from this one.
No.
Yeah.
That was so sad.
I was too.
I didn't see it coming.
I kind of did, but once...
I didn't want to believe it. I did
Yeah.
too, but I didn't want to believe it.
At first, I thought
Like-
they were looking at, the gunshot wound. I didn't know he had.
Yeah, at first I did too, and then it was a freaking zombie bite. That's what it was. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so horrible.
I mean, it does suck. Now, there were actually some rumors floating around that Carl had gotten bit, and there were, some thoughts going around that, this has been going on for like a year or two now, that Chandler Riggs, the guy who plays Carl, he's like, 18 now, 19, just graduated high school. He's wanting to go to college. He's wanting to do this and that. And I guess kind of putting the acting career on hold.
Right.
But I swore, they would have figured out some way to keep him on.
Typically, unless he just doesn't want to.
Yeah.
And he may just want to live the college life.
Yeah, because he's been doing this since he was like 9 or 10 years old.
He's not really had a chance to be a kid, per se. Probably. Yeah.
So, I mean, I
can't fault him.
Yeah, I totally understand that. And I mean, it's not like he's going to be lacking of work, in the future.
Yeah, he's done an amazing job.
Yeah. I mean, some of the best episodes of the series has focused on him. Mm-hmm. And if you've noticed, we haven't really seen a lot of him this season.
Right, true.
So, I'm sure that was
probably
just the
our
beginning.
sign. Yeah. Like I said, I just didn't want to believe it.
Now, see, I honestly thought that if they were going to kill somebody this episode, it would have been Michonne.
Nah, maybe.
I thought it was going to be Ezekiel.
I thought it was going to be Daryl. I don't know who that is, but they say, hey.
I wonder why it's not popping up on our...
I don't know. It didn't do anything on here when I did LT. So.
Yeah, hold on. I got this.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay, we're good now. Anybody that talks will pop up in our chat, and the legacy tokens are accruing now. I screwed up and was doing the other channel.
Oops.
Or not the other channel, but the other stream feed. So welcome to the stream, and as always, we appreciate any new subscribers, and if you're just checking us out live, we are talking a full spoiler-filled review of The Walking Dead. The mid-season finale just happened. It was an hour and a half long, which, speaking of, in 20 minutes, I hope to be going to bed. So yeah, this was a major episode. This right here, I'm gonna go ahead and say hands down the best episode of season 8 so far, for me. It was.
I mean, it was really good.
To me, this was the best episode of season 8.
I'm thinking of past episodes to see if I agree, and I probably so.
Well, to me, the first episode of season 8 and the last episode of this half.
Yeah, the first episode was really good.
And then
kicking it off. The
one where Shiva died. Those 3 episodes were great to me, and then the other ones were, in like the 6 to 8 range.
Well, we discussed, if Negan's not on it, you don't really care for it.
I'm telling you, they are Brock Lesnaring the crap out of Negan. Where like they hype him up.
Don't use that term.
It's the wrestling term where they sign somebody, a big name, to get everybody really, really hyped for that person's presence, and they end up only showing up to like the 4 big shows a year, and they don't show up week to week. That's kind of like what Jeffrey Dean Morgan's doing as Negan. And while I love Negan when he's on, I mean, to me they're not showing him near as much as they did in the comics.
Well, I guess that's hard to do when you're doing, episodes on a TV show, to be fair.
Well, I'm sure he's like a big star too.
Right? It's not like this is his only gig.
Yeah.
Well, he found the time to do that Ride with Norman Reedus show. So.
That's how he found the time.
Yeah. Anyway,
yes.
So Eugene, let's talk about Eugene for a little bit. Looks like he's going to be helping. He's just ridden with guilt, and looks like he's helping the doctor at Sanctuary get back to the hilltop.
Yes, and we figured out, he was ridden with guilt because Dwight claims that it was all Eugene's fault that they got out. So, which could be true. We didn't see it.
Are we believing that?
Do we have a reason not to?
No.
Okay. Because Dwight's been straight up since he's been helping them. There's been no hiccups, nothing. I really think that's legit.
Yeah.
So.
I think Dwight is now on Rick and them's side.
Oh yeah, completely and all the way. Which he has been for a minute, but at first it was iffy. But after everything with his wife, he was just done.
Speaking of, where is his wife? She disappeared.
She sure disappeared.
She's around, though.
She ain't gonna pop up.
You don't think so?
No, she's gone.
Maybe she ended up at Oceanside or something?
Well, she could have. That is a possibility.
In the comics, she is around, and
yeah, I left out that part. She escaped.
I can't quite remember exactly what happened, but I know Dwight had a thing for a woman, and
then she showed up.
I can't remember. I'll have to go back and reread.
That's
one of those plot points that I didn't particularly care for. But yeah, Dwight, I don't know, this whole thing, they really are differing from the comics at this point.
Oh, well, duh.
This episode really kind of veered off because there are a ton of plot points that happen after this. From this point to currently in the comics that Carl is a major part of. and I have no clue how they're going to do this.
I mean, I guess somebody else is going to have to pick up the slack. I don't know.
The only thing I can think of is that the girl that's running around with Maggie now, Enid, ain't I think that her name?
Yeah.
I think that she will do the Carl parts now, and that there will probably be a boy somewhere who does the parts of the female that got Carl.
Okay, so Enid will just kind of pick up where Carl left off.
Yeah.
And then she'll find her a companion.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. Not Carl. I mean, I ain't a fan of it myself.
But like, I really think, that, I really don't know, because there's a lot of stuff that in that whole deal that only could have been a female, with Carl, that kind of thing. Like the Whisperer storyline and all that. But, I mean, I don't know. What else happened this episode? Like, I would like to cover all the basic points, because I actually have kind of a theory that,
well, Ezekiel ended up setting his people free.
Yeah, Ezekiel.
Like a true king.
Ezekiel set everybody free.
He really stepped up.
Yeah.
He really stepped up because, he was all, especially after he lost his tiger.
Oh, God. Do we even have to bring that up?
Yes, but because he has been down since then.
That was what did it. It would do it to me. He's been down
since then, and he really, because you would think that he just took off.
Yeah.
But when they invaded the kingdom, and he hid inside his little throne area or whatever, you would have thought that Ezekiel took off. No. He came up with a plan, and he freed his people. Which is pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. He set the place on fire.
Now, also remember, everyone, that, speaking of tigers, we're doing an event for the Humane Educational Society on December 19th, 7 a.m. Eastern to 7 a.m. December 20th.
In about 2 weeks.
24 hours of Skyrim. Mm-hmm. No, actually, it's only about a week now. A week from Tuesday, yeah.
Yes. We got this week in there.
Yep, December 19th, 7 a.m. We're going to be raising money for the Humane Educational Society in Chattanooga. And we will also be giving away a Xbox One, brand new unopened copy of Call of Duty World War II. And we'll also be making a big announcement for another fundraiser that will coincide with Chattanooga. Can't say anything yet, but we will announce that December 19th.
Okay, anyway, let's continue this.
But yeah, continuing on, I had to get that out there.
I mean, we could have waited to the end, but...
Yeah, I'll probably do it again.
Please don't. Please wait till the end.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to do it again at the end.
Okay.
That's why so Ezekiel lets everybody loose.
Yes.
The whole thing with Maggie, where
Maggie is pissed.
Maggie, Jesus, because she kind of looked like she was going to go along with them. Oh yeah, told them exactly what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Goes to the hilltop, pops a cap in one, kills that guy that's been giving them issues the whole time. Yep. The guy that's been smarting off, trying to get everybody to rise up, starting the same dude that killed the young kid. Same guy finally got his, and so here we are.
Yeah, because, the guy, I don't know his effing name.
The dude that got killed? Mm-mm. Which one?
The guy with the mustache.
Simon.
Yes. He was all, you can do this or you can get in this box. And then she was like, oh, I'm going to do it. Can I have the box? Because the dude sitting behind Maggie's the one that got killed. Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, sure.
And speaking of, that was the dude, I have no freaking clue who he was.
No, it's all of a sudden he had a name and, yeah.
Just saw blood.
I actually thought he was one of the prisoners from the Saviors to begin with. I'd never seen him. No. I have no clue who that guy was.
But anyway, so then she's like, she turns it around, she gets up there, and then she's like, that one right there. He starts running his mouth, and she's like, bam! Puts him in there. We got 38 more.
Yeah, he basically says...
But here's my thing. I don't think that shit's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think they're going to give a shit about those people. But in the long run.
No, they're not going to... they're not going to care. But this is her sending a message. Sending a message. I know they might not care, but this is it's got to strike a nerve somewhere where she just.
It's just going to piss Negan off more, and he'll just say, "Kill them all. I don't care if he kills them or not."
Yeah, probably.
I mean, he's like that. You killed one of my people. Well, congratulations to you. I'm gonna kill everybody in there. I mean,
it seemed like I thought it was pretty cool, and now we see why. Carl basically volunteered to sacrifice himself so everybody could get out. He knew he had a death sentence already. So he was like, I don't want to die, but I'm willing to save everybody. And
so did he have that bite on him at that point, and that's why he was doing that?
Yes.
Anyway?
He was bitten. I'm almost betting whenever he saved Siddiq, the Middle Eastern guy. He saved him 2 weeks ago, remember? And they had the little zombie scuffle.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive he got bit at that point.
Yeah.
And we just didn't see it.
And he didn't say anything.
I can't believe it that happened. But I can kind of see how he wanted to play that to his advantage, and it worked.
It did.
Now here's a thought, and I mean I know it probably isn't the case, but what if we find out at the tail end or at the beginning, suddenly Carl survives this, and he's like immune to the zombie plague or whatever?
That's so stupid. I'd have to say I'd be really disappointed if that happened.
You think that if they did that and it was a cop out, that that would be like the jump the shark moment?
Yep. And they would lose a lot of viewers.
Like downhill from there. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen because
I don't think that's a thing.
Carl, honest to God, Carl went out on top in this episode.
Yeah, he did.
Stood up there. He stood up to Negan, and it was kind of funny.
And then all the people were in the sewer with him. It was great. He did awesome.
Yeah, but they're also down. They're so down right now. And like Carl finally meets up with Michonne. They finally reunite after half a season, and they go walking through the sewers. And you know what that reminded me of? Have you seen the original Terminator?
Well, yeah.
Where it's like in the future and John Connor's like walking through the alley and he sees everybody all beat up and they're like losing the war and everything. That is exactly what that looked like. Like he's going down through this dark sewer looking at everybody who's just been beat to hell and back. And like, they're in the middle of a war. The parallels are just uncanny.
You mean Rick and Michonne?
Yeah.
You said Carl.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was confused for a second. It's like, wait a minute, that's not what happened.
So the only thing to do now is Rick needs to send a Terminator back in time to kill Negan.
Shut up. Right now, I can't.
But how do they know they're not in the sewers?
Well, it's dark, so they're not really thinking about it. There's smoke and fire everywhere. The last thought is going to be, they went in the sewer.
They saw a lot of cars leave out the back door, so they think that was everybody.
Well, that's true.
Well, like I said, this episode was amazing. Excellent way to end what was technically a mini season. The front half of season 8. Really, just a good episode. Carl went out on top. I really like the fact that while he's standing up there and then suddenly, he's having this kind of heart-to-heart with Negan, and then suddenly these cars bust out the back of the gate, and Negan's like,
you little asshole.
Yeah, I thought we were having a moment.
Because he was all questioning him, is this who you wanted to be? Yeah. And that was very powerful because you could really tell Negan was thinking about it.
Yeah, he was.
Because he really does like Carl.
Yeah.
He really does. I mean, he could have killed him when he went up there, and he didn't.
This season, we've seen tiny little glimpses, little flashes of Negan's humanity.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen that moment with Carl. We've seen the moment where a couple episodes ago whenever Gabriel had the really heart-to-heart with him. And, Negan opened up to him about being married, and, he was, like, fooling around on his wife, and she died, and she came back, and everything else. Just like, they actually just put out the Here's Negan hardcover, which I have over there and still haven't opened, but I've read the digital. There was, basically what happened is Negan was like a high school gym coach, and his wife, he ended up having a mistress, and he was fooling around with her. Well, then when his wife came down with cancer, he got guilty about it, and so he split things off with the woman he was having the affair with, and he's in the hospital with his wife when she dies. Well, then he ends up having to fight his way out of the hospital, and he leaves his wife in there because he can't bring himself to put her down. Well, when he ends up out on his own, he takes the bat and wraps it in barbed wire and names it after his wife, whose name is Lucille.
Oh.
So that is why the bat is so important to him.
What about Rick getting to use the bat?
Holy crap.
Oh my god. That was awesome.
And I'm going to go ahead and say, this episode, due to this, number one, that's going to light a fire under Negan. Negan is pissed now because Rick took the bat. And I honestly think that because of how Negan looks at that bat, that's almost like Rick banged his wife.
Yeah.
I mean, that's seriously, that's what happened.
Remember when he asked that man, did you...
Yeah, Sarah didn't see that. Holy crap. Sarah's, we're going to have to, like, watch through season 7, like, together during, like, the break or something, and, like, do, like, re-reviews on them, because, I really...
Sarah's point of view on them.
I really, like, I want to do, like, a review with Sarah as she watches the ones that she's missed. It'll be like, what is it? Like, it'll be like number 85B,
the single Sarah review.
Yeah, single Sarah edition. But yeah, that lit a fire under him, and of course, Carl dying at this point is really gonna screw with Rick.
I know.
Because think about how...
Yeah, it is.
Well, think about how bad he lost it losing Lori. Think about how bad he lost it, when he lost the prison.
He has a very delicate psyche.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm hoping it lights a fire, but it could go the other way.
I was about to say, once you've lost, like, you feel like you've lost everything. I mean, he might feel that way. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, he might get angry, but then he might go back. I mean, it's really iffy with him.
Well, think about this. He's going to remember the last time he really talked to Carl. And remember, that was at the beginning of this episode. And Carl was basically telling him, hey, we need to lay off. We need, survivors. We need to, kind of like giving that Dale pep talk. We need to maintain our humanity, that kind of thing. And I think that may be how Rick honors him, as he's no longer killing everybody. He wants to
goes for Negan.
Yeah, he's going to end up taking prisoners. And I think that they'll continue to kill people, and when it comes down to it, Carl's death will be the reason that he doesn't kill Negan and only takes him prisoner. And he ends up behind bars at Alexandria, and that's where it's really going to get good.
Ain't really much left of Alexandria after this episode.
That is a really good point. But that also happened in the comic books. And that is also why at the end of this season they are going to jump forward 3 years. So they're going to skip all the rebuilding. Once they come back.
Well, who wants to watch all that?
Yeah. All the places are going to be rebuilt. I mean, there's no conflict in that 3 years. They just rebuild.
Yeah.
I think at one point, like, it's like 2 or 3 issues in after that before Michonne comes back, because she left with the crew out on a boat and went on like a fishing expedition.
Oh shit!
And was like looking around at all the other towns and stuff, but they were safe out in the ocean,
right?
And no zombies or anything. So
that must be nice.
Right.
I remember one specific scene in the comics where they came back and they had just buckets of fish.
Oh wow!
And they were like, "Wow, how'd you do that?" And she was like, "Well, if the end of humanity's done anything, it's restocked the oceans. Because, all the people are dead.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And so, like, basically nature and
it's like
the
plentiful
oceans
now.
just, over the course of 5 or 6 years, just completely rebounds. It's amazing, what humanity.
That's a really cool thought.
Yeah.
All right, then.
It's like that show Life After People. You ever heard of it?
No.
It basically shows, it's a documentary, and they use cool effects and everything. That shows what would happen, like, if humanity just disappeared right now. Like, no war, no destroyed anything, just people just disappear. What would happen from that moment to, like, it's like a 8-part documentary. From there to, like, 1,000 years later.
Oh, wow.
And they talk about how, like, cats would, like, get up in high rises and stuff, and evolution would turn them into, like, flying squirrels. Because they get up there and they hunt, and they gain these little flat wings that they can glide and stuff. It's just a bunch of hypothetical stuff. It seems pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, I mean, anything else on this episode? I mean, it was just a fun episode. It had a heartbreaking ending.
It wasn't fun.
That I kind of saw coming, but not really.
Because, I saw it coming, but I was in denial.
Well, even when you suspect it's going to happen, you're always like, no, they're not actually going to go through with it. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no way. No.
They sure did.
But they did. Carl is not going to survive through the end of the season.
No, he's not.
But they did a good job of sending him out on top. His kind of character came full circle. And,
so you think Morgan's going to save the day with Ezekiel?
Yeah, that's what I was about to touch on. Was the whole
Morgan's kind of waiting in the wings. I'm not really.
I mean, he's right there on the other side of the thing with Ezekiel.
He is. He's just kind of hanging out, waiting.
Just waiting to see what's up, I guess.
Biding his time. True, false. Morgan makes it out of that alive.
True.
Think so?
Oh, yeah, he's pretty bad.
Because he's been long dead in the comics.
Well. Carl's alive in the comics, and here we are.
Like the tally of who's alive and dead. In the comics, Carl's been dead since the prison. Mm-hmm. In the comics, Sophia is still alive. She never died at the farm. And she's living as Maggie's daughter at the hilltop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, her and Glenn adopted Sophia for a while.
Aww.
And she was there when Glenn got killed by Negan.
Boo.
Yeah.
So why did they, completely steer off the comics?
They don't want it to be so predictable that comic readers can be like, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen.
And they have to do that,
Yeah. And I'm glad they do because I was really glad that Carol has been given an opportunity. I think,
she's one of my favorite characters.
Because she was just a complete mental basket case in the comic books. Like, she was. Like, it got to the point where she just eventually killed herself.
Jeez. She's popping up to save people now.
I know. She's like freaking Rambo.
Well, they had a zombie tied up at the prison just to see how long it would take for it to die or, deteriorate or whatever. And just... loopy as she was, she went out there and hugged it, and it just tore into her neck. Yeah, suicide by zombie.
Wow.
And it was pretty messed up because I'm pretty sure Sophia was watching when it happened. The comic is a bit darker than the show.
Well, obviously.
But anyway,
I'm trying to make sure we covered everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that we've gotten just about anything. If we hadn't, tell us in the comments. And
right.
I'm pretty sure this is the last Walking Dead video we're going to do. I'm thinking that probably The Walking Dead will be back in February. Mm-hmm. And I would think that probably sometime before Conuga, we will probably do a prediction video or, coming soon on the Spoiling Dead.
That sounds cool.
Untitled Nerd Network, that kind of thing. May even record it at the show. Who knows? No, it'll be back on by then. Mm-hmm. But anything else, y'all?
No, I reckon you got anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. All right. Well, this has been.
Oh wait, hold on. We rated the show, Sarah.
Oh.
We said 10. What do you say?
I'll go ahead and give it a 10, even though I'm not happy about the ending.
I know, but that...
Well, that's good, though.
That
because,
makes for...
Like, I'll go, like, the episode where Dale died. Like, Dale was my favorite character at the time. But at the same time, that was such a good episode. And it ended on... It just... Anytime it emotionally strikes that kind of nerve with you, it's...
More than likely you're going to give it a 10, just because...
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid 10. So,
Alright.
Alright, well, that's pretty much it. Everybody, thanks for watching. This is, it's been a really fun half season. Sarah's been here for most of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been awesome having her on. And, let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, also remember December 19th, I'm going to have to be pimping this event until the 19th for about another week.
Yay.
The 19th, hopefully we can get that green screen working. But December 19th, 7 a.m. to December 20th, 7 a.m., 24 hours of Skyrim. Skyrim will be making its long-awaited return. Last time I played it was, I think,
Thanksgiving night.
Thanksgiving night, yes.
Yep.
So, anyway, everybody have a good winter. If all you watch is our Spoiling Dead reviews.
Right.
And that's pretty much it.
Let's see, are we going to do anything
The Spoiling
tomorrow?
Dead will return in February.
Are we going to do anything tomorrow?
Tomorrow's gonna be probably not.
Yeah.
I don't see
That's
us.
what I was thinking. Probably not.
I don't see us doing anything until Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Which will be what, the 12th.
Yeah. My baby's birthday.
Yep.
Tuesday night the 12th. Be playing something maybe. But I definitely will be on doing some video gaming, probably with that green screen. Wednesday or Thursday. So anyway, everybody have a good rest of the night. We'll see everybody Tuesday. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber.
I'm Single Sarah.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. This has been number 107 of The Spoiling Dead. We have reviewed the mid-season finale titled How It's